Hey guys, welcome back to another little mini reaction video. It has been so long since I have gone live on this channel to give my reaction on anything that I don't even think anyone is gonna even read the message I posted that I'm on live. So hopefully some people show up. If not, I'll re-upload it to YouTube and you guys can watch it then. But anyway, so happy Monday. Hope everyone's doing well, all that good stuff. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all of that. And yeah, so we're gonna just go ahead and get into it. So I was on Facebook scrolling, and I came across a story about 50 Cent's ex, and again, this is alleged because I don't know if it's like a real story, is it AI, whatever the case may be. There's photos of her and him, but are those real? Like, who knows? It's the internet, right? So we're gonna say allegedly here. We're gonna say allegedly. So her name is Jamira, I believe. She said they were together for 2 years, and during the 2 years, she said that she never asked him for any money whatsoever, not a dollar. She didn't receive anything from him, monetary. She said the only thing she got was a wig. Um, and so one day she asked him for $10,000. Yes, 1 0 and then 3 zeros after that. She asked him for $10,000, and he basically said, like, you're an independent, strong woman. Like, you don't need a man to pay your bills. Like, basically, no. Like, no. So people in the comments were like up and down about it. Some people were like, good for him. Like, he's not obligated to give her no money. And then other people like were saying like he's cheap and tight and he's too this, and if a man cares about you, you don't have to ask, he will give you, and all this other stuff, right? So they're all going back and forth about it. You have everybody has their opinion. Anyway, the girl said that, she was hurt when he wouldn't give her the money, so she ended the relationship. And he basically said, like, he had been waiting for the relationship to end. And he asked her to leave the wig, the one wig that he bought her. He asked her to leave it on her way out. Again, allegedly, right? So, a lot of people, like I said, everybody had their opinion. Me personally, I just, first of all, let me just, there's different components to my response about this, right? So for me, I'm about to be 47 years old, right? I was born in 1978. So I have like a complete different outlook on the whole male to female reciprocation and all that stuff. There seems to be this new ideology within the gender that, if a man cares for you, he gonna pay your rent, he's gonna, pay for your hair and your nails, and basically for your upkeep, and he's gonna like take care of you financially. And I've heard people talk about this being a deal breaker, like they won't date people who are not willing to, not able, not willing to financially take care of them. They're not able, that's a whole other discussion, but they're not willing. That's what I'm focused on. They won't date men or women who are not willing to take care of them financially. So again, like I talk about on my other channel, I don't ever kind of react to things just because like it's a celebrity. It doesn't matter if it's 50 Cent or whatever the case may be. I usually react to things that I have like a personal experience with. I can kind of put my personal opinion behind my reaction. Um, so the way I was raised was like, you know, you take care of yourself. You always make sure you have your own money, pay for your stuff. You're not supposed to be really asking nobody for nothing unless it's like an absolute emergency. You're not supposed to be like depending on no man to do your hair and your nails and all this other stuff, because I was raised with What if he says no, or he don't feel like it this week or whatever? Are you gonna walk around looking bummy? Are you just not gonna have yourself intact? Or are you just gonna let yourself fall apart because a man can't pay for you to go to the hairdresser? See, that's old school, I guess, to the new generation or whatever. There's also another component, right? I was also taught that that's like a form of control, where you make yourself dependent upon somebody else for something. So this person is then your only option to getting what you need done. So I was raised not to put myself in that position, to not give anybody that type of power over me. Like, you didn't do what I say, so now you're not getting your hair did. You didn't want to do this, that, and the third, so now you're not getting this. Your rent's not getting paid, this, that, and the third. I was taught never to put myself in a position where anybody could have that type of power over me to affect my life in that way. Again, that might be old school, because I hear so many people talk about this stuff, like influencers, non-influencers, famous, non-famous. Like, I've heard men and women talk about this stuff. Like, and to me, that's crazy. It just sounds like entitlement. Like, what makes you think that I'm entitled to pay for you to go to the barber, to go to the hairdresser, to get your nails done, to get anything on you taken care of? Like, I'm working to pay for your hair to get done? Like, how does that, what? I just find that to be so ridiculous. I'm not saying that you never do it for your partner, or if you're in a relationship, you don't ever do these things. It should not be expected. It should be done willingly by the other person because they want to do it, not because you expect them to do it. I remember, like, there was a time back in the day when, like, it was a nice gesture. It would be seen as a nice gesture. Like, if a guy, stopped by work, or, he stopped by and you guys had a date or whatever, and he handed you like some money to get your nails done or to get your hair done. It was considered like the sweetest thing ever, because he did it out of his willingness of his heart, because he loves you. You know what I mean? So he had a little extra money, cashed his check, whatever the case may be, and he slid you $100 and said, babe, go do your nails or go do your hair. That was considered a gesture in a relationship, and it was reciprocal. I would get paid and I would go shopping, and I would see like a sweater or something for my boyfriend, and I would buy it because I want to, because I love him, and it's a gesture, and he'd appreciate it because it's a gesture. Now it's like an expectation. Like, you went to the mall, you didn't buy me nothing, you this and that. He didn't buy me, he bought this and that. First of all, it's not your money. The entitlement of other people's money is crazy to me. This kind of spills over into like some of these like true crime stories you see, where people literally kill people for their money. They didn't want to give them their money, so they decided to take their life. Like, are you okay? This is the craziness. Like, that's what I say when I say the world is like literally off its hinges. How are you telling somebody they have to pay to get your hair done? They have to pay your car note. They have to pay your insurance. They have to do this or that if they love you, if they want to be with you, if they, and then people wonder why they end up alone, because people get tired of being like your sugar daddy or your sugar mama or whatever the case may be. They start looking at you as a bill. And what do we do with bills that we don't want to pay? We cut the ish off. Like, I don't want to pay this Netflix, cut it off. I don't want to pay this extra ish, cut it off. It's eating into my finances, cut it off. And that's what happens to a lot of these people who walk around feeling entitled to other people's money. They end up being cut off because you become an expense. You become too expensive. You become just eating into their finances and more than likely not reciprocating in return. That's another thing, right? That's another part of this equation. Usually, the people who want, like an ambulance, they rarely give, right? They're always busy worrying about what have you done for me lately, to focus on what they've done for you. When was the last time you told the person to, hey, keep the money this week? Why don't you do something for yourself? Why don't you go get your nails done? Why don't you go shopping? Why don't you pay your car payment for a change instead of paying mine, and then they're chasing you all over town? You never, those type of people never reciprocate. That's another huge problem, right? And I'm sorry, like, the Jamira girl with 50 Cent with the $10,000, bring it back to that, is crazy to me. I had to like write in the comment section, like, people don't ask for $5 anymore. How could you, with a straight face, knowing that you didn't give this person a dime, how could you ask somebody for $10,000 in one go? Do you understand? Like, people, I've experienced this in my past relationship, right? With my ex. How do you start from such a high number? How do you even have the audacity to open your mouth to start from such a high number? Like, did you ever hear about $50? Did you ever hear about $100? Hey, did you ever hear about don't ask me for nothing because I've never asked you for anything in the 10 years we've been together? How about that? People, that's what I'm saying. Like, reciprocate in kind. I've never asked you for anything because I've always made sure I've never have to ask anybody for anything, right? Why don't you follow suit and don't ask me for anything because I've never asked you for anything? But if you're gonna ask me for something, why don't you like be reasonable and sensible about it? How do you ask somebody for like this enormous amount of money that you didn't even contribute to? This girl asked this man for $10,000 and he said, you don't need anybody to pay your bills. That means you had like either some type of like foreclosure, mortgage, car note, repossession, whatever the case may be. It must have been one of these type of things. You need a quick 10 grand to get these people off your back so you could save either your house or your car or whatever, allegedly. Right? She didn't specify what the $10,000 was for. She just asked and he said no. And she broke up with him, she stated. Which is like another thing. Like, once you show where your priorities are, like, you only value this person because they have, now you're breaking up with them, so you've shown them your true colors. And we know 50 Cent, how he get down. Somebody was referring to his lyrics when he said, I don't know what you heard about me, but ain't nobody getting a dollar out of me. Yeah, we've heard people say, he's frugal, he's tight with money and this and this and that. Some people are frugal. That's how they stay rich, right? A lot of rich people, not just on the platform, in general, we know a lot of rich people in real life that are super tight with their money. They won't buy nothing. And that's their part, that's their prerogative. It is their money. That is what we're trying to get to here. You can't be mad at people for what they choose to do with their money. Point blank, period. If they choose to spend it, they spend it. If they choose to save it, they save it. If they choose not to give anybody a dollar, that is their prerogative. That is their money. That is their decision. And you cannot like hold a relationship or children or whatever. You can't hold things hostage for people or blackmail people with your services. um because they won't give you to get access to their money. Like, that's crazy. So you breaking up with somebody because they won't give you 10 grand is kind of like, whew, they dodged the bullet there. Like, they definitely dodged the bullet. Because if they had given you the 10 grand, you would have said, okay, yeah, they're giving me 10 grand. Next time it's going to be like 20, 30, 40. Where does it end? That could be another reason why people with money don't give out money. It's like once I give, they gonna never stop coming. And that's been proven so many times. Like, they just, you open the floodgates, you open Pandora's box, and you cannot shut it back. So some people just say no right off the bat, and those who can absorb it and deal with it, they deal with it. Those who can't, they, disappear, and that's quite okay with them. There'll always be somebody with their agenda, right? So they're not worried about it. They dodged a bullet. You can go ahead and break up with me. That's fine. So, and 50 Cent is extra petty, so he probably did say leave the wig on the way out just to be extra petty. But I just felt like I didn't feel bad for her. I feel like it's entitlement. Now, it's a different story if she followed up with, during the relationship, I can't, he came to me. There's been times where he's asked me, or I've paid for X, Y, and Z, and this and that and the third. Then it would be like a different conversation. Like, damn, like, you guys were together for 2 years. At least give her the 10 grand, save her car, whatever she needed it for. That would be different. But there's no talk of that. There's just, I've never asked him for anything in the 2 years, and the one time I asked him for the 10 grand, he said no. Because he probably been waiting you out. You hear what another part of what she said in the end of the little article was, he said, I've been waiting to hear that. I've been waiting for you to break up with me. Those type of people, and I have to like admit once again, like, I'm that type of person. Like, I'll wait you out. I waited out my ex 10 years. He was a narcissist, right? And I waited him out. Like, he thought he was going to break me, and I waited his ass out. I will wait you out until eventually you have no choice but to be the real you, so then I can get rid of you. That's just how I'm super petty that way. I will wait you out because nobody can be fake forever. So some people will wait people out. It could be 1 year, 2 years, 6 months, 5 months, 2 years, one day. They're going to wait you out. And the minute you ask them for money, you're done. Like, they just been waiting for you to get to it. So some people will look at the whole, I never asked him for anything for 2 years. They'll look at it as a tactic. They'll look at it as, playing your role. They'll look at it as biding your time. And people do stuff like that. People do stuff like that all the time. I'm not about to sit here and pretend that they don't do it, especially when you're dating like a gabillionaire. Like, this person has money out the wazoo. So they are immediately on standby. They're just waiting for you to slip up, and they know eventually it's going to come down to the money, whether it could be a real emergency or not, right? That's why you have to always make sure, even if you're in a relationship with somebody who is more like financially above you, or whatever you want to put it, they have more money than you, that you still have your own money. Even if it's to put $20 on the $100 tip, here's my $20. Because when the relationship is ready to expire, there will never be any talk of, you took a, you this, and you my money, this and that. Never. Because you'll always have your receipts. Hello. If it costs 1,000, I pay 3. If it costs this, I pay that. Don't play with me. You must. That's just me. I don't know. This new generation, like I said, is different. That's why these men can shame these women so shamefully. I remember, I never forget, Floyd Mayweather took back every single bag he bought from that girl and put that on Facebook Marketplace. that's, that's crazy. Like, what? These guys just be taking back everything, and you walking away just with the pair of shoes and the outfit you came with. That's terrible. You should always be walking away with your own stuff that you bought, right? Forget what he gave you. He could keep that, keep that. You could keep that. Give it to the next person. But I'm gonna pack up everything I bought, and I'm gonna dip, right? My car, my this, my that, my furniture, my this, my that, and I'm out. You should never be left after no type of years of being with nobody, just with nothing, because you were codependent on them to provide everything you physically have. That is terrible. I don't know where they're getting this advice. Don't listen to these rappers, these girls. All this is a lie. It's an illusion. It is not real. Okay? And if it's real, trust me, you don't want to be reciprocating, and you don't want to be asked to do anything to reciprocate. You don't know what these people are doing to maintain this lifestyle. Get off Instagram, get off all of this stuff, and it's not real. Nobody's paying for you to live comfortably for free or for nothing. And if you're not into the for trade game, then you really shouldn't be going around expecting people to take care of you financially so that they're able to date you. Like, you're not a theme park. There's no fee to get in. Like, what is you talking about? You don't pay to get on the rides. Like, what are you talking about? So stop renting yourself out, right? You become like a rental service. Like, they don't need you no more. They just return you. Like, they put you back. What they say, send you back to the streets. Is that the term? I'm old school, so I don't know. Whatever it is, they send you back, right? They put you back. They bring you back to the lot. Okay? Don't be in that boat. If I can give any young female in their 20s coming up any advice, is have your own stuff. Okay? Have your own stuff financially. Don't try to follow the trend. Get a job if you need to. Pay for your own stuff. Always have your own shelter. Always have your own place to go back to when ish hits the fan, which it always will. I don't care if it's 6 months, 3 weeks, 1 year, 5 years, whatever the case may be. If you don't have a physical abode to go back to, make sure you have the money to get one ASAP so you're not homeless. You understand? Buy your own stuff, have your own things, so that people can't just snatch every single thing, including your underwear, off of your back. You understand what I'm trying to say? If nobody's gonna tell you, I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm so sick and tired of seeing these type of stories where these girls are just left down, beaten and downtrodden over other people's money. Like, get it together. It is not cute. I don't know where you guys are getting this ideology from, but I would suggest that people need to change their mindset. Have your own money. It don't matter how much it is, even if it's $50. Make sure, we used to call it, my West Indian grandmother would call it your get vex money. Meaning, like, if you went on a date, make sure you had $50. You can grab a cab home. Now they call it Uber, but back then it was a cab. If somebody pissed you off or kicked you out their car or got too feely, touchy, whatever, anything you didn't like, you can dip. You didn't have to depend on them to drop you home. You didn't have to be stranded. You can always dip in your purse, get out that Vex $50, and call you a cab and get home. However much you feel like you need, that the distance will be to get home, you'd always make sure you have that on you. It don't matter if it was just your first date, your boyfriend, whoever. Anytime you leave your house and you're not physically driving, you're to have your own way to get home. That's another thing. I seen people getting thrown out of cars. Get out this, get the F out that, this and the third and the ray. Like, You see, my daughter, never. I would say never. Let me not say never. We never say never as parents, but highly unlikely, right? Because I reinforce these things. And if it did happen, I would be highly disappointed. I would, still love her, of course, and forgive her, and we'd work through it. But it's a lesson I hope that we never have to go through, because I try to instill these type of things. It was instilled in me. Trust me, I was raised old school, so we'll say it was pounded into me, right? So I understood this as a young lady grown into a grown woman. I didn't ever, not one time let nobody play with me and think that they can fling me out of their car or put me out on the side of the road or leave me stranded. Never, nowhere. I always have my money, my bank card, my ID, and I'm going to keep it pushing. I remember people having to drive beside me. Get back in. Come on, I was playing. Get back in. No, I'm good. I'm walking home. I'm straight. You go ahead and keep driving. Like, you have to stand on business. Okay? That's just my little reaction to the whole what's her name? Chimera, whatever, 50 Cent situation. I wish this wasn't live. I could kind of post. I will put it as the cover photo so you guys can at least see who and what I'm referring to. Um, but there's no way for me to really pin the article. But yeah, that's kind of like something I wanted to react to straight off Facebook. Just kind of wanted to react to it, and I decided I'd go live because it's easier just to do that since I don't really post on this channel. But shout out to you guys for the people who did come by, did drop in. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Is a man obligated to pay for you to get your hair done? And part two, what if a man said, no, I'm not paying for you to get your hair done? Are you able to pay to get your own hair done? Let me know in the comments down below if you're that type of female. Let me know if you believe the opposite, that he should pay for it because he's sleeping with you, he like you, he this, he that, whatever the case may be. Let me know in the comments down below. Um, and yeah, we'll catch up with you guys in another video. Stay up and stay blessed. Deuces.